Here's a look at the completed wooden sim rig. It's a home design. I didn't really copy any design, I just did everything from scratch. Today we're going to look at this thing here, the Thrustmaster T-LCM pedal set, and how I inverted it. So as a basis, I took the vehicle that I had, manual Mazda 6, looked at the pedals and tried to sort of copy that as much as I could. That meant inverting the Thrustmaster. When I initially opened it up, I thought I could just swap the cables on this main circuit board here, change the gas and the clutch. The PCBs for the clutch sensor and the gas sensor are identical, so I thought I could just swap these two plugs here. Unfortunately, that proved not to work, but at this point I still think it does, or at least I'm hopeful that it will. If you are interested in finding out how to open it, you'd have to look at Sim Racing Garage. He has a good video on how to open it. So here I'm just swapping out these two cables, clutch and gas. So this thing here, the shield, is a very finicky little wire. You just want to make sure you don't actually break that when you put the pedals back. It's sort of a twisty motion here. I don't know if you can see that, but it sort of works. And then put the pin back on the other side. I fired up the pedal calibration tool. Unfortunately, that did not work at all. This is not actually a video, but just to show you what that looks like, it didn't work. So come to the conclusion, I have to swap these two circuit boards out as well, and unfortunately by doing that I realized that this cable here is going to be too short because it has to reach all the way to the other side. So I engaged the services of my wife, who has much finer and gentler hands, to do that, basically just cutting the wire in half where the cable and the circuit board is attached, and soldering 7 new wires in to extend it. That's what it looks like before the shrink wrap is completely on. It has the little shrink wraps on the 7 individual wires, and this is what it looks like when it's completed. At this point I also changed the springs to make them a bit stronger. I used the clutch spring for the gas and bought this one here for the clutch. This is just a stronger spring, and this would have been the original clutch spring, and I used that for the gas pedal. So this is the final look. I took the ballast out. That's basically just a bottle filled with heavy sand. It doesn't need it since I'm bolting it onto the frame of the sim rig, so it doesn't actually need weight or heft to it. So that's gone. This is what it looks like. Not particularly tidy, but it works. And this is the early stages of building the sim rig. As you can tell, the whole sim rig is basically built around the pedal set. I'm angling it eventually more than what it is here. Here it's a bit vertical. I changed that later on. The clutch pedal face seen here to the left is still the original one, but I ended up cutting that down in size. And I also, on the brake and the clutch, I put on the brake a 1/2 inch, I guess, washer or standoff, and 2 of them, so 1 inch on the clutch to make it stick out a bit further. So that's pretty much it. That's what the final thing looks like. Sturdy as heck. Nice pedal set. I'm pleased that I inverted them. Of course, that's not a real race car, as everybody says, but I liked it like that. and I guess so did the wife.